Hello, Backgammon fans, aficionados, and enthusiasts. We're here playing at Istanbul. Last game of the day, last game of day 3. I'm playing against Umur, and it's going to be a good game. It's been so much fun playing here. The hotel is nice, everybody is nice, the staff is doing a great job, you know. So we're definitely going to have a good match now. I hope that we're both qualified for the last 8,
yeah,
more or less.
Yeah, hope it's.
Yeah.
And you?
For me, I guess it will be a good match. This is the first time we met each other, and hope the match will be good. And I know Sander. Of course, you don't know me. He's a very tough player. I will do my best. I need some luck.
Well, good match, my
good
friend.
Match.
So, Sander, you've been in the final of the first UBC in 2018.
Oh, yes.
Do you think you're going to make it again?
Oh, was that 2018? Time flies. I would love to have another go at it, you know, and play with Mochi again, really. But you know, anything can happen. There are a lot of good players here, and actually, there's a lot of very good Turkish players. And you know, basically, I think I'm qualified for the last 8. But there's so many good players, and anything can happen, you know.
Perfect. And you?
For me, this is for my first UBC tournament, and at the beginning of this tournament, my aim was to be in the last 8. Now I don't know if I'm qualified, but I'm close. Hope it will continue.
Perfect. Good match, both.
Thank you, Hussein.
All right, everybody. Hope you enjoyed that pre-match interview with Sander and Umur. I'm super excited for this final round of the qualifiers. Day 3, match or round 15, match 14 for both of these players. Yeah, sorry, we were talking about the format and finals and everything like that, and I got cut off a little bit. So, yeah, I hear people talking about, I think the format has always been this way, where the quarterfinals and semifinals are a little shorter. We've varied between 2 matches and 3 matches over the years. It's always been a scheduling thing that more than anything, but it's hard to play enough backgammon to make sure the skill, I don't know, we'd have to play forever to make sure that we got the absolute best people. So there's always a trade-off with slowing down a little bit. It feels like there's a lot more luck, I agree, in those quarterfinals and semifinals, but something about that feels more like backgammon to me. It would be a little frustrating if there wasn't any chance anymore, right? But yeah, I don't know. I like it. It's a good balance to me. I think we always, once we have those 8 players in the finals, it can be very strong. I don't think you can get to that final 8 without being one of the best in the room for sure. A little bit of chance who the finalist is, and of course we got a nice 5-round match to hopefully give them time there. Also, I think thinking about it too, I think the difference between 2-match best of 2 and best of 3 is not that different. I don't know. Have you thought about the format at all, Arif?
No. To be honest, like I said, any sort of format you come up with, there's always some more favoritism about it. So I think just players are happy to just play, and and then obviously the PR and a good luck. Obviously the format is to minimize the luck factor, but
yeah. Oh yeah, Sander does have a beer there. That seems like his style. Why wouldn't you have a beer? We're playing in the UBC.
Yes, it's close to dinner time. I'm surprised it doesn't have wine, but maybe it's starting with beer and then.
Just make sure you don't shake that and throw it on the board instead of the cup. That happens every now and then.
Yeah.
Standard opening. Oh, thanks for the tip on the Zoom microphone thing. I'll try that out. Try the automate. That setting was on and I flipped it off. Maybe my mic will get better now. That'd be cool. I don't know what I'm doing.
So far seems like pretty much interesting stuff. Any 3 and ace with hits.
Definitely choose to understack the heavy point and not come in on the 24 there. 2-4 is going to hit again. Okay.
Yeah.
And rating to be a complicated game to start off.
Yeah.
There's 4 checkers back already. That's exciting.
Right, that looks like it's a hopper, and he's just going to come out.
Not allowed to leave the 3rd checker on the 24.
Boom. That's the avalanche.
Yeah, this makes 2 board points, right? I guess we have 2 options, and he's going to look at hitting on the bar first.
Well, I think he has to hit on the 3 first and make it.
And he's going to make this play instead. Okay, interesting. Really wants those 2 checkers in the air. And this looks pretty dominating. I think probably Cuban coming. And what is Sander going to do with it? Is it too early to let this go? I guess it's only the 3-point made. We still have a lot of life and a lot of play.
There's just tons of game overs. He didn't find the cube here.
Okay.
Which,
not a big mistake, but
I think he's very likely losing his market after this roll.
4-3 this is?
Yeah, that's a market loss.
Yeah, 3-2 would have been pretty nice and playable. Yeah. Stepping up, it just feels like you have to reach for the 24 point with the 3.
Yeah.
But of course, if you're passing after all iterations, doesn't matter too much. Question is, I mean, none of them are going to make you too good. Like, I think that's more the question for Umur. Can he afford to take a roll?
He's going to knows this is going to be an easy pass.
Yep.
That's the trouble with playing top players, because Sander knows already he missed the cube. And he knows just with the next variation and the sequence, he already knows he's in the pass territory. So he just didn't even waste a second.
Yeah.
Quickly. Sander is such a natural player.
Yeah, it's very fun to watch. Exactly that, a natural player. People that make the plays quickly and just kind of know where they're at all the time. Of course, in this kind of format, it benefits a lot calculating when you need to, but there's something to that. Just you can see their understanding of the game when they play like that.
Yeah, it does help a lot when you realize as an opponent or the receiver of the cube that your opponent misses.
Mm-hmm.
And then you kind of know the next sequence is very, very likely to be a pass.
Interesting decision between the 2 plays there. I would assume that the play made was correct, but hitting on the 20 was slightly favored by the lower ply analysis. I don't know my references for those. Happens more often than I would think, but I tend to just make the bar point and not worry about it too much.
All right, this looks like...
Oh, it hits, okay. First thing I saw was anchoring, of course.
Potentially will be coming. Okay.
Yeah, 3 checkers back, I think it's still playable for sure, and then 5-point made, so it could be a cube, but it must still be a take for Umur. This is not going to be enough, I don't think.
I don't think so.
The 4 doesn't go anywhere productive, though, so I guess out to the bar to distract, sure.
Okay.
Might keep him busy doing something.
Duplicate some 6s.
Mm-hmm.
Now that hits outside.
Yeah, gets a back checker moving too. That's really big for Sander. And now this is looking pretty nice on a fan, I think, here. 3-5 hits, though. Great shot.
Yeah.
Which hit he's going to think about? I think you have to get the back checker moving, but unstacking the mid actually looks really attractive too.
Yeah, I think.
Interesting. Challenge that stripped midpoint too. Total aces.
So that's the 3 of them. And then he has to think.
Okay. That was all 4.
Oh, that was 4 of them. Yeah. Okay.
Interesting. Staying split and unstacking the 6 to 5 is fine. Only 7 in the zone, so it's not that important to have an anchor yet. The risk is more priming. This doesn't necessarily help you against that, but I do like that. Again, the natural play, just doing things quickly.
Yeah. I think he just has to hit there because he cannot afford to stack them up.
Yeah, this is interesting. Why does he want to start by stacking with the 4 and then think about it? Maybe he's just trying to find the race, but I feel like you have to start by hitting with the 5. You're outboarded though.
Yeah, I think you hit with the 5 first and then think about your 4.
Yeah.
This is just too passive. What are you going to do with your next rolls? Your 5-4s, your 4-3s. You're just going to end up stacking them either on your 6. But you just lose a lot of momentums.
I think the thought must be that we can have 1 checker back to 3 that we're outboarded, so we don't really love giving him a chance to hit from the bar.
This is much better.
It's just too much. Okay, yeah. Right. And so this is why I guess the stacking 18 to 13 was, or what was it, down with it or something? I can't remember what the other option was. Never mind.
Right,
best play I think.
So That's 4-3. What a good roll.
Oh, beauty. Yeah, and
So-
it's still, he's got to get the 24-point moving,
Yeah.
I think, to really have something here.
I think
Is this the
this
kind
is-
of position where Umur wants to split, though?
I think you just go out all the way.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, this is you duplicate the sixes. If he decides to hit you, he has to lose the midpoint, which is an important
Yeah,
item when you have a back game in play. So
sure.
he has to distract him by coming out.
So
Now,
scary against a 4-point board, but I thought
Yeah.
about the split at least because there's only 9 in the zone.
Yeah.
It doesn't look
Yeah.
like a blitzy kind of position.
he has to split first and then find the 5.
Yeah. 13 to 8 would have been my intuition, but with all the reasons given, this looks great. Yeah, I think sixes are just so much stronger coming out from the rear. Okay. Hard to fault being a little nervous there. I mean, sure, like probably 4-2 gains or something like that when he there's numbers that are going to indirectly hit on the bar point that you don't like.
You don't do this kind of stuff. He just splits, and then I don't really mind if he decides to come down. Obviously, there are some perks about coming down because it gives you more builders to make your 4-point.
Yeah,
but this is definitely the play. Well done. He's a good player.
Good phone. Oh, wow, cool.
3-1.
William in the chat fixed my mic. Thank you.
Yeah.
You're the best, man. They help us out a lot. 3-1 is one of his best. I guess maybe running from the back is better, escaping a checker, but advancing the anchor is huge. And okay, Umur is going to try to figure out how much of an advantage he has. I think board's too good. Anchor is kind of long-term. Race is super close. You might not, without counting it, see that the race is this close, though, with 4 checkers back to basically 1.5. So good time to pause and think about it. Still feels like even if you're leading 20, 30 pips in the race, that you've got too much work to do to think about sending yet.
Yeah, it's more of how much work am I going to do to get my checkers home.
Yeah. 6-2 is a beauty, though.
Yeah.
And 4-2, not so strong. I think, again, this double anchor game is going to keep him playing, but he's out of time.
he's
Next
out of
roll could be
time.
very bad for him.
So I think with any 6 or 5, he has to vacate one of those. Okay.
And we're going to find the cube.
That was a very good cube.
Wow, right on the borderline. I'm surprised, but it is, I think, the most
Interesting.
making 3-1, 4-2 kind of rolls that restrict movement could be really big, but it's more on Sanders' side. Like cracking rolls are definitely about to happen, and he could lose his market dramatically. So good find with that cube.
So this is a critical roll.
Yeah. He's going to get moving with the 6, I think. Is it a 6-4? 6-5?
6-5, so he just has to move all the way.
Well, he can think about this, right?
Double
about just
Falcon?
making the 16.
Double Falcon.
You have the better board. The race is kind of close. It probably generates the most mobility. So it's an interesting idea. It's pretty close there. He decides to move on, playing near perfect.
Yeah. So that's pointer.
Yeah. Double Falcon hurts a little bit when you get pointed on like this. Puts a lot of pressure. 4s is not going to be his best. So you get a 6-2 with it. Okay.
Yeah, just look how quickly he finds the 4th one. Then he plays the 2nd and the 3rd.
Yeah. Very nice. 6-2. I guess we're going to release the mid, right? Pretty simple.
Yeah.
I don't really see why we would prefer 11 over 7-5. So bring a checker in, get closer to bearing off.
I think.
Oh, Hussein's going to steal those cups from him. Okay. Get those out of the way. Got it.
Right,
they must be using the printed Galaxy cups or something. Okay. Yeah, safe. Still enough racing.
Yeah.
He needs to be careful here. It's gotten pretty awkward for Sander, though.
So that leaves.
But he's making it work.
Fine.
Releases contact. Okay. Fly shots are nice, like a 6-5. 5-4. What do we do with this? Do we come out to a double shot, or do we just have to conserve the race more?
You just wait for the race. Wait for the big 6s.
Doesn't feel very good to just put the checkers on the 4 and the 5 and kind of give up on the contact game that way. That's one dead checker at least, and 3 dillied for sure.
To be honest, looks like the best place is going to the ace, but I would have just played 2 in. just for race efficiency, but I guess.
Oh yeah, that does avoid killing the checker. Okay. I'm thinking about fly shots and kind of worried about having that liability when I come out next.
Yeah. I was more looking at it because the race is so close. After the roll, I'm just thinking if I roll a large set or a 6-5er to just run around, am I gonna regret wasting my checkers on the ace? But obviously Sander finds the best way.
I imagine he was thinking about whether or not he wanted to come out first, but and still hoping 10 or better would be nice to get a back checker moving.
Yeah,
9 is going to be frozen again.
Now
this time
he
I
helps
guess
out with the 6. Yeah.
Not a double shot. Oh, he can cover the ace too and make the 5-point
Yeah.
board. That's a nice little asset. 3s, perfect. I think we stack up on the bar point probably, right?
Yes, so you got a clear lead in the pip count, so you don't need that point anymore.
Yeah, it's just a point to clear. Can't make a board point. Actually, we could. We could stay on the 10. It would leave shots from the bar is the issue, but you could make the 2 here. That's a reasonable alternative.
I think leaving any shot here it will be devastating.
Yeah.
If you get hit.
Yeah, I mean, thinking to the future though, you can easily roll a 6-1 or something on this roll. There's some aces and deuces that don't play so nice. 5-2 I think is okay, but already feeling a little awkward.
So I think he's going forward.
3-6, is he just coming out from the back? It feels like more of a liability to me. He decides that that's going for sure. If you do that, aren't you going to anchor for sure?
If you're going to do that, then you surely anchor up to prevent gammons.
Yeah, you could just play 9-3 and think about it, but okay. He's going to pretend like the 6 is 4. I like it.
He knows this. I think it's too good to leave double 4s, maybe, I think. Okay, I would have... Right.
What are we talking about, double 4s? This looks good to me. Just clear a point, try to race. Yeah. Oh, you don't want to give away the race. I got it.
I was thinking of ace and deuce.
Yeah.
That looks like it's a 40 error. He's counting the race, I think, now. But I guess the margin is quite healthy that you can give away.
Yeah, you're still winning after 6s or after 4-4 runs. Good heads up observation though.
Right.
6-1. 3-2.
Anything. He's on a sort of play there. Whatever.
I guess this makes your 6s work.
Yeah, I don't think you do that though.
It looks really weird to make a stack of 6
distribution. I think you just wanna I did do that.
Okay, does he need to save a 6 to not run off the anchor? I would just come in.
Yeah. I know. Right, okay. Looks like I think he has to pop out for door. Yeah, there's no point of staying here. He's not going to leave a shot at all. Right, looks like a single.
Maybe at that wonderful 4-way scoreline.
Right, yes. So 4 of A. So you're kind of pretty aggressive with the cube, even though you're leading in the score.
Yeah. It's a nice leading score.
Yeah.
Friendly one.
And then you have to be very conservative with taking the cube, even though you're trailing in the match massively.
Yeah. I think you often still take just hoping to ends up similar to money. It balances out because your recube vig's so good. Whenever you turn around, you are going to cancel those gammons, but like you said, still need to be aggressive as the sender for sure. That can be hard to evaluate which side of your money reference the double is on, though. Is this because it's a lot of gammons or a lot of wins? Matters a lot at those scores.
Right, so looks like
good start.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, one of the points I would do.
I think I'm making the 4 either way seems pretty nice.
Yeah.
And then after you make the 4, it feels like 6-2 is always very tempting, but unstacking the mid is great. I mean, they must be both very good, very close. Hard to say. This is an interesting variant, but
that is out of the choices for sure.
I like plays like that, and I learn better. Just the front-loadedness of it, right, is the real problem.
Is that a 2 ace?
3-1, it looks like.
Ace.
Okay, so we could...
I think he just goes to 5 and then move the...
This is going to be maybe interesting cube decisions even. I think it's a little early, but gammons feel high, and Umur's got a advantage for sure. Probably, I mean, 6s feel a little duplicated. Umur is ready to run, so maybe you're inclined to stay there, but yeah, the natural thought is to get off of that, advance the checker, maybe escape it. Spend some time looking at it, and I'm not sure. I think it said making 10 was the best play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He actually wants to have maximize the contact because you're outboarded and also you're behind in the race.
2-4 is kind of a nice example where just advancing to the bar points kind of the nicest thing to do at this position since we're so out of time on the front.
My goodness, Sander is going to struggle a lot in this game.
What is this? 11 and 5. Yeah, it seems like it makes a lot of sense. And the pressure on that single checker back with a racing lead, there's going to be some cube decisions here for sure. This is hitting it.
Look at this.
It has to.
I wouldn't even think a second.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
Surely you hit because...
If he doesn't, I feel like he's thinking about the score and thinking he's leading and needs to do something more conservative and doesn't realize the gammon punishment here.
Yeah, it's just when he fans, you're probably cashing, I guess.
Are you? You might keep playing.
I think if he fans, it's a cash.
I think it's tempting to play on if he fans. It's what is the market regain going to be when you have a checker all the way out there?
You still have a checker hanging out in the back, you know? Things can change very, very quickly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fixes the position for him. Yeah. Reasonable. And both of them, wow, playing really great.
For his double 3s.
Double 4 fan. And we'll see if you're right here.
Cube has to come. And it's a
small pass. Okay.
No, it's a big pass.
Sorry, small cube is what I meant. But nearly too good, yeah.
Yeah, it's a cash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Blew by his market by quite a bit, though.
I think that Sander's going to
I think this fits the bill of inefficient by Dirk's book.
Yeah.
Could be. I think that's probably what he's thinking about there. Is maybe you can creep to something better, but yeah.
No, it's just the idea of cashing is just you cube because gammons take you to winning the match, and then again gammons can cost you losing the whole match. So you just pass that, even though you've got considerable wins.
I'm surprised Sanders spending time thinking about taking this. This does seem like a fairly clear pass to me.
He got time, I guess. I'm pretty sure he's gonna pass it. I've barely seen Sander making mistakes on these type of cubes.
I guess you can see that there's still work to do for the win, so you can kind of feel that, like the high 20s win chances are probably there, but I mean you have to also understand the 30% gammon you can feel too, right? When it goes right, he's gonna pour a beer.
He's having a
he's just feeling
trash talk
sorry
with
for himself a little bit. I think take a sip before moving on to the next game.
Well, I think eventually he'll pass this, but sometimes you see the opponent is on roll and he's just keep on rolling. Sometimes players just stop and even think a little bit over an obvious moves just to drop him off that momentum and put him off a little bit.
A nice mind game.
But
this would be a surprising, like playing a tournament at a 2.2 or whatever, full 2 days and then finding it surprising for sure.
Yeah. Maybe the beer can have some negative impact. He took it.
And he takes it. Wow, okay.
My goodness.
Nearly too good and he wants to play it. So I think just something he's missing about the score here.
Yeah,
it's been a long time player. I don't know how much he like studies these kinds of things each day in match plays. So.
That's going to kill it very much, that's for sure.
Only takes it up to 6, so we can still grind it down. Okay, it's not like so crazy bad. 1-3. Okay, that's a pretty good response.
Now you have to hit, of course, because you don't have anything else.
Well, yeah, I'm not certain about the 13-10 quiet, but there's nothing so productive. You'll get a checker free. You're outboarded, so it's scary too. Like you said, you don't want to lose a gammon for the match, but
yeah, it's like now that you've taken the cube, you may as well go and try to win.
Yeah,
that was. I'm quite surprised Sander took that cube.
Yeah. It's a beer take, the chat's saying.
It's a beer take.
Easy to see the counter.
We call
like
these takes beer
about.
takes from now on. Beer takes.
So he gets hit back, okay, and cleans up the plot.
All right, now I think Sander is thinking, why did I take that?
Yeah. I think I'm with Thomas Tenland in the chat that I think he thinks he can take deeper than for money. That's the idea. Probably just thinking about that trailing kind of thing and not aware of the gammon situation, but who knows?
Yeah, it's just like pretty comfortable, right, for Umur to get home. I think he can't even make any checker errors. So I think that's gonna like two points is in the bag.
Having been points lead after day 2, getting.
Yeah.
I mean, this game is likely a gammon win on this. Going to have the PR race after that take 2, likely coasting to 2 more points, which should get him into the quarters.
He anchored up on deuce. That saves a lot. Yeah, that saves so many.
Wow, this is a difficult play to find. I guess the 5-2 is just so passive anyway that going with the hit to try to buy time, it's kind of your only option. But it doesn't feel comfortable to do.
Yeah. And he's approaching the position right. He plays the deuce. He knows the deuce is there, and then he's thinking about the 5.
Yeah.
Very good play.
Good find. Double aces. Okay.
Oh my God.
And then
now he's
instantly up to the edge. And I think this is going to be right because you want to hit the second checker to buy time to roll 6s.
Probably. I think here the priority is to hit the second rather than making the 4. And then just hope you roll a few 6s.
Yeah. The only reason I know this now is because we just saw it on the stream recently where I would have instantly made the board point and didn't even notice the hit on the 12. But opponent found it. I'm trying to think of what match that was, but it was a really good one. Bought him enough time to come around and survived.
Yeah. So now I think, not obviously knowing Sander, he's thinking about if he doesn't anchor on 3 points, am I going to ship the cube and kill his gammons and go for the match, or shall I wait for a 6 and then ship the cube over? I'm pretty sure he's thinking about it now.
Yeah, is there real market loss here though?
No, not yet, but he's just desperate to get to that point. I think.
Yeah. Is this the 9 or the 2?
Right, I think.
It's a lot of fly shots when we make the 9, but I don't know. I guess maybe it's not that many. You have to count them, right? This is 4, 5, 4, 6. Yeah, I think they're kind of well duplicated here, and it's just those big numbers. This is a blunder, though. Okay, taking away half a roll is important.
I think you also don't want him to anchor up on your 4 point or bar point.
Does it actually solve the bar point? It keeps him from doing. That's true. Yeah. Also, he could just fail. You have 9 rolls right there. You must not. The upside just isn't there here either.
This certainly looks like that you put the checkers where they belong. But
giving up the midpoint though is a big deal when you're trying to contain checkers back like this. The deuce is just so impure. It feels I didn't do it. Back to lane just is required here.
This one's tough. I would have a hard time right here over the board, I have to say.
Yeah, for sure.
He's just so ugly, you know, when you have all these points outside and then you have a deuce point.
Interesting. People in the chat too saying like they doubt Sanders studies much match play theory. How do you play a 2.2? Just backgammon understanding and not match understanding. That's pretty wild.
Right, he ends up making the 9. Okay, that's understandable, I guess.
Very understandable.
It's now look. Is he going to hop out to the bar point or?
This is confusing. If you make the 22, you're voluntarily primed. You don't have a great 4. I feel like you have to go for mobility, I guess.
You
so if the 4 comes out, the deuce is unclear to me.
I think what he's missing is he has to play his 4 first, and then deuce will become easy.
Yeah, choose which 4 you want, I guess, right? Is that true, though? So after you play 22 to 18, is it clear to whether you want to play up to the 22 or the 21? I guess you'd rather not be attacked.
Yeah, it's a bit. You keep them a little bit further out.
Feels like there's some duplication from the 21, though, since... maybe not, though. I guess in general, he's going to hit with the 6 and continue.
Sander's thinking about it. He's just started to think about it.
Wow, and this is pretty close. The gammon killing, and he's... that's
the
market
idea.
Loser, though. Is it...
So you get 6s that can easily be your market losers. Those subsequences can turn this round quite rapidly.
The thing about 6s, though, is you still have 3 checkers behind a 5 prime that you need to deal with, and you're likely to hit on the bar point instead, right? I don't think we're using a 6 to escape here, so that problem's going to stay. Even if we make...
if you make a point, he finds...
Sure.
I think... I'll be struggling to know that's a pass take, but it's here we go. He shipped it over. I don't blame him, to be honest. He feels like this is something he can build some momentum on. Now you hit twice on this. There's nothing else.
Okay, 9 to 7 first.
Yeah,
I saw 13 to 7. And couldn't find any playing numbers, but okay, again, tactically buy the time to escape.
I quite like. I don't know. Despite the fact that it's 50 error, I think if I was Sander, maybe.
Yeah, very. Reasonable.
I would have probably thought a bit more about it, but he certainly can't blame him for sending it over.
Yeah,
There's so many things that can go either way now. That's not one of them.
Yeah,
and
it feels pretty impossible to have that level of granularity in such a one-off situation. You know,
this is pretty much.
It's interesting to switch to the double hit after making the 9, though. I feel like thematically different, you know?
Yeah. That's 1, 2.
Just coming into the 7 then, right? What else? What do we have? We can play 11 to 5 instead of stacking them up there. Keep some flexibility, okay?
Oh, he hops out now.
Yeah. This is the only play, even though it leaves 1,000 shots. What misses?
Some
3-3. That could be one.
Miss.
No, that hits. That hits twice.
That hits twice to prevent the back game.
Or it makes the ace, but I think it hits twice. Yeah.
Hit twice, and then the 8 and the ace.
Yeah.
To stop him playing back game. Interesting. I would have just played 3 and then think about the last ace. But this is obviously another way of looking at it. You play the ace.
Yeah.
And then you think about making the ace or just hopping out. And
look at that. Making the ace is really close. I think at this score, I guess it makes some sense too. It's a little more.
Sander is praying for the dice gods to roll it. Double ace.
What is this? 2-3?
2-3.
Here's one. That's unfortunate. Can never make the ace now. Oh, without some help. Ooh, now we get to cover. Sure. Oh, but he could hit. Okay, I think.
Yeah.
Which is
I think I would certainly hit.
Yeah.
And then think. Okay.
I think,
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, there's no. Hit. Well, once you hit, you do create the back game. I've seen a lot of these thematically where it's just. He doesn't have a foot down on the ground, so I guess you're less worried about it. Yeah, okay. Looks like a pretty natural hit, and he's going to find that too.
I think, actually, okay, probably not now, but maybe Umur prefers him to
Sander helps him put a checker on the bar.
Yeah.
Nice guy. Not typical tournament etiquette.
Nah. I hate it when my opponents do that. Absolutely pisses me off.
Doesn't mind
I'm
leaving
like,
the
that is
D6.
I've earned to pick up that checker. Don't take the pleasure of it. I've earned to pick it up myself.
Has to decide if he wants another checker back. I guess at some point when you're just playing DMP, it's just timing to allow your opponent to possibly hit you later in the game. So not clear, but the 5 deep is pretty bad too. They're pretty close though. Interesting.
Yeah, no, it doesn't matter much from now on. You got 2 on the bar. He's just gonna keep on rolling.
Yeah.
He just has to be careful, Umur, with the distribution over the board. So that's a very good start. Now
This could technically be the 3rd match of the day that ends in a backgammon.
Yeah.
Not a relevant one, perhaps.
Sorts of players I was talking to, they were obviously players at this level don't moan a loss about luck, but I've heard quite a few bad beta stories, even from grandmasters.
Oh yeah. I mean, it happens more when you're playing grandmasters as a thing too, right? Yeah. So I guess we're all susceptible. We're just not used to playing people that do it to us. Huh?
That seems reasonable. Sometimes actually these kind of positions suggest to clear the 6 earlier than you bring your checkers inside.
Yeah.
But
I have trouble finding those. It looks forced.
Yeah.
Distribution's looking pretty good. Fading the 6-4 right now.
Yeah, barring 6-4.
Yeah,
okay, that's
clear another point.
Reasonable.
It's gonna be a long time till we have problems now. Yeah. I think. I don't know. I guess.
Oh, what a quick! I call these quick kills.
What is this? The 3 comes off, I think, and then we don't play checkers to the ace. So sure, we can just play 5 to 3. That looks good.
Yeah, take the 3 off. Then think about it.
It's tempting to not create the 6-5 shot, but I mean, it's just a little bit worse. It's so permanent when you put the checker on the ace. Just costs you a lot in these deuce point games.
Okay, he knows he has to take the 3 off.
Yeah.
Yeah, this just turns that clearing strategy a bit of a longer pain. But this is fine.
Yeah, I never mind having the 3 checkers on the 5 in general. It's only the 6-5, you know. So.
And this one also, like, I think double 3s are a bit ugly in this way. Yeah, seems fine.
3s can be okay. Yeah, but.
There we
4s, okay. 1's coming off the 4 for sure, and then we're clearing. Yeah, I guess don't leave a gap.
Yeah.
DMP, yeah. I mean, it's always tempting to just rip 4. Not too far off yet. I kind of hate not peeling. I know it's right. A lot of times I just won't do it.
Right, this.
Okay, we're just going to roll sets home and go to backgammon as promised.
Yeah, this is
It's going to need an ace soon.
Fantasy stuff.
Oh, 4s. Okay, okay.
15-0.
I'm going to call that a resigned backgammon, okay? 3 on the day. More matches than not.
Could well be.
Wow. Really played well by Umur. Another 2 points in the race is maybe his average PR in the tournament's coming down even. With 13 matches, or sorry, 9 matches already at a 2.2. I doubt this is going to be the end of the world for the PR point for Sander. Yeah. But of course, 2 is going to be at the high end of his range, it sounds like.
Yeah, I think it's so natural to have these sorts of fluctuations in your performance.
Yeah. Short match too, of course.
They've have. No, I don't know. I've lost. 15th round this one.
15th round, 14th match. Yeah,
it does wear you out, no matter who you are.
Grueling. Yeah,
it does fry your brain.
Yeah.
beer on doesn't help much. But I guess for someone like Sander, he can afford to really give away errors like this because he's already through, I guess.
Yeah.
Both of these guys are already through.
Probably. I guess we don't know for certain till probably tomorrow morning. It takes a while to
do the
transcribe the matches, then send them and roll them through plus and get them all accumulated into a spreadsheet.
Yeah.
But he was looking good after day 2 for sure.
Yeah.
It'd be. I wish I could have heard the audio over the board of if he was talking at all during that take.
Yeah.
Just one blunder on the match 2, sizable one, and otherwise played really clean.
And it does happen. It does happen.
Yeah, of course.
A lot of people think if you've got an average of 2.5, 3, 3.2 or whatever, you're immune to making a sizable blunder like 300 or 250. Whereas
right.
I've seen including myself, so many other players make some errors that just is either the result of fatigue. You overthink a position. There's so many factors come in play. You can't always perform.
Yeah. I was thinking about that. I was going to say everyone does it, and I mean, I'm curious actually. What's the highest PR match you can remember recently that you've had to suffer through?
I've played 6 or 7.
Yeah. People think that to average, mostly it's true. Avoid those to average in like the 3 range or something like that, but I think it occurs still.
Yeah. You get easy runs, no complex positions, and and then
the range is there.
Yeah.
I was thinking about though, is there anyone that doesn't? And I'm not sure I've ever seen Mochi play a 6 or a 7. He might be the exception.
No, yeah, he could be, and I think Michi
really
the
gets up there.
Suspects usually are pretty consistent.
There's some people that have the consistency down for sure, but I see a lot more of like really deeply understanding the game and having high possibility of playing under a 2, right? But occasionally you just get off a little bit, and I think that comes with the territory. But all right, well, this has been super fun, RF. We're gonna. I think stream ended already. Maybe they cut us off. Good night, everybody.
Cheers.
Be back tomorrow morning at 11.
Bye bye.
All right. Thanks, man.
Goodness me, that was.